Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing really well today. I am Pierrette Rouleau, and I am the owner and broker in charge of Rouleau Real Estate Group. We are located in West Asheville. I also live in West Asheville. I own a home on Riverview Drive. And if you are anything like the rest of us, you are very curious about what is happening in the Asheville market, but in particular in your little neck of the woods. So this is me and my team. I am the lead broker of my company, and let us get going. So really want to focus specifically on the West Asheville market, but in order to do that, we want to talk about Asheville as a whole, as well as the national market. Because what's really cool about Asheville is that even though we are a city of about 85,000, give or take, we still function similarly to a national real estate market. So when we listen to national economists chat, we know that we can pretty much compare our market similarly in terms of rises and declines. I've pulled some of the information for this presentation from other researchers, and not just my own research and ability, because I did want to provide to you materials that I have thought about, but that other people have considered and thought about as well, so that you know that you're getting a solid conversation on the real estate market. So most importantly, some of what I'm going to chat about is in this particular link to this magazine article. And here's the quote that's most important. Because prices are high, equity is at record levels and homes are moving fast. And that is absolutely the case in Asheville, and it's absolutely the case in West Asheville. And so let us proceed anon. And so again, the story of the day is housing shortage. And so nationally, as well as locally, we have been in a housing shortage since at least '09. And that housing shortage was a result of drop off of new construction, other things. All of that has picked up, but buyers are still buying. And the pandemic has caused a complete shift in how buyers behave, when they buy a home, why they're buying a home, what they're going to do in their home, right? So a lot of adults who have children are no longer in the regular summer, fall, spring school cycle that has traditionally slowed buyers from coming into a market. That is not impacting people's desires to buy homes and move. People are working more at home, and so if they believe that their companies are going to keep them at home, they need more living space. This is another reason why people are buying now in what is usually a part of the season. Today is September 15th. This is usually a part of the season where inventory starts to pull off and there are price reductions. This is not occurring. So what I'd like to do is I want to give you just a little overview of Asheville, and then we will drop very quickly down into West Asheville. And I know I'm chatting quickly. I just have so much to say that I want to make sure that I get it all into you in a timely way. So what we want to see is I just want to do a quick pop at Asheville in general. Asheville, city limits, single family only, okay? And so this is just a snapshot of the comparison of 2019 to 2020. And the biggest, there are two concepts to come home with. That locally, we do not have enough inventory. Last year, there were 1,900 new listings by this time, and this year there are like 1,600. And what we see is that that the under contracts are absolutely running the same from 19 to 20. The number of closings are off. The reason the number of closings are off is because inventory is off. If there were more homes that were ready for the market and that were priced correctly in this market, and that's an excellent price, but here's what we want to remember, is that buyers are never going to make the mistakes that they made in '05, '06, and '07. They are not going to pay more for a house than the real estate market will bear, and they are not going to pay for houses that aren't prepared and ready to go to market. So that has changed. So it's a very interesting time in real estate. The things that we normally think of as consumers, if we own a house, and what buyers will do and what they won't do, and as a buyer, and what we think sellers will do. So buyers are still buying. They are going to buy into the late fall. and they understand a rising market, and we want you to be prepared when you put your home on the market, that you understand what the right price is and how to market your house extremely well and to get it ready for market so that buyers are there and they're ready to go for you. So this is West Asheville. This is what we were talking about over here from the river down to Amboy, 40, Patton Avenue, and that's our map section and what we are including in West Asheville. So here are our stats. West Asheville single family. Again, just a snapshot, 19 to 20. Same picture as in Asheville as a whole. We do not have enough inventory. Every house that went on the market has closed. Days on market has not changed, but the average price per house from last year to this year has gone up 20% in the West Asheville market alone. All right, that is a significant number for all of us who own homes. So this is cool. So this is a 5-year look, again, at single family homes in West Asheville using that map. And what you want to see is I want to talk about the equity that you might have in your home. So just since September of 2015, I ran these stats on September 13th. The average price per house in West Asheville has gone up 25%. The average price per house in West Asheville in 5 years has gone up 25%. And that means that this investment of yours has generated some profit for you in all likelihood, right? So what I want to do is I want to just chat for a minute. I'm going to provide you with 3 stats and 3 charts that are connected to the article I referenced in the beginning. These are comments about the national market, but they are also a moment for you and I to get educated about how buyers are going to perform this fall. So again, to repeat myself, normally prices start to reduce now as we move into the late summer and the fall. Kids are back in school, parents aren't moving, everybody's settled down, they're moving into the fall, so there starts to be price reductions, there start to be fewer homes being listed on the market as the buyer activity traditionally and seasonally starts to trail off, but that is not occurring this year. We've had a little lull. I'm a little slower the last couple of weeks, but what national economists say is that September, October, and even into November, prices are going to hold, buyers are still here, and that this is our new summer. Right? This is our new spring. This is our new summer, the fall. Because of the pandemic and because of the complete shift in how we are living, and it's causing us to choose different kinds of homes and in different sections of the world. We have many people who are moving to Asheville. We just had our most expensive house sale in Asheville at $7.7 million. It was only on the market for 33 days. So people are coming to Asheville. They're coming here from California, Phoenix, New York, because of significant changes in our global warming, shifts in unrest in large cities, the pandemic. There are many, many reasons why people are coming to Asheville, which is a gateway city to Western North Carolina. These are all extremely important for me and you as homeowners in West Asheville. So again, just to bring that home, seasonally, 36 to 37% of homes usually take price reductions every fall because they've been on the market, they were a little overpriced, or they weren't, the seller hadn't quite prepped the house and gotten it ready. So they did not gain the traction that they needed to gain in the market. And normally there are 36 to 37% of homes that will lower their price in order to sell them. What national economists are saying is what we are seeing is that only 25 to 26% of homes are getting price reductions. And that is not in keeping with a normal declining spring. So what he's saying, this is the case in our market because there is demand in the market, homes are getting listed and sold quickly, there are multiple offers. That says that homes that are listed now, September, and the prices that we've got now hold up for transactions that happen later in September, October, and November. This is huge. monumental understanding, monumental shift in what we think about our market. And just to bring that home, if we don't bring our inventory up locally and nationally, this particular economist says that we will be at 378,000 houses in the whole country. He says it's insanely low. That would be half of what a normal January would start to look like and a third of what a health market would be. So if you are interested in selling your home, if you are interested in knowing just the valuation of your home, I would love the opportunity to research it for you. If you would like to understand more about what your options are, right? So it is the case that if you sold and you want to buy back in Asheville, you do need to understand why you were making that move, right? Because you will be buying into a growing market as well. You will get you will have not as many opportunities. You will have a low buyer interest rate to enjoy. So you too want to think about what your next year looks like. And if you believe that you are going to move either outside of Asheville or closer to parents or closer to, partners and connections, now is the time. By the middle of next year, economists are saying is that the stimulus money will have run out. The suspensions on mortgages will have run out. There could be an influx of more properties into the market as people do not want to get foreclosed and they want to list their homes, as short-term rentals don't occur and they want to list their homes. So don't compete with other people next spring if you believe that you're going to sell your house in the next year. Now really is the time. Whoops, I went through that too fast. So this is West Asheville, and this is I want to zero down in here, drill down into West Asheville for just a moment for you, and talk about houses in different price categories, because you probably have a sense of what you think your house is worth in this market. As consumers, we're much smarter now than we used to be about how to research and look up our own information. So this is really interesting. So we're talking about the last 5 years. So 2015 to 2016, 107 homes were valued and sold under 250,000. Okay, so you're just like, can you buy a little house for 250,000? In West Asheville in 2019 and through September, only 50 homes sold under 250K. Now, what that means, it doesn't mean that there were 50 fewer homes sold. It means that there were 50 fewer homes that were valued at under $250,000, because the average price of $250,000 houses went up 26%. So that means you can't really find the $200,000 house in West Asheville anymore. And so that lets you know that this market is starting to track higher and higher and higher in terms of the sustainability of homes that are more expensive, that are at a higher price. So this is a very interesting stat. Homes between 250 and 300, they've sort of stayed steady, but their average price per house has gone up 27%. That's because the people who wanted to buy at 250 could not buy at 250. Okay, there was not a house that was in, a house that you can move in, that's ready to live in and enjoy your kith and kin, right? So those houses are now $300,000 houses, and those houses also went up 27% in the average price per house. When you look in the $300,000 to $400,000 range, you see that there were 12 more houses that sold in this price range. That can mean that there's more houses on the market, but really it means that those houses that were $300,000 now cost $400,000, and the average price per house went up 18%. And oops, I keep doing this to myself. Okay, and so these two stats are extremely interesting. The $400,000 to $500,000 house, 5 years ago, there were 35 of them that sold in this price range. Now there are 54 that have sold between $400,000 and $500,000. Again, what that means is not that 9 more houses were built that were worth $400,000 to $500,000. It means that houses that used to be worth $350,000, $375,000 are now worth over $400,000. And the most compelling stat of all is that in 2015, in West Asheville, there were 5 homes that were valued over $500,000. this year at this time, 36 homes have sold in our market. And you've had an average price per house increase of 44%. So everything about the West Asheville market is rising, and it has been rising. It has been very competitive, very much in the center of things. I have walk-ins coming in off the street. Our office is on Haywood, and people are ready to be in Asheville, and they're ready to be in West Asheville in particular. So I would like to, before we drop off, we have community partners with whom that we serve, and we don't just serve with money. We serve with our time and our effort and our hearts and our love. Homeward Bound is a nonprofit that we are extremely attached to. We are a real estate company, and we believe that people deserve homes, that housing first is an essential need from which everything grows, and that is Homeward Bound's philosophy. And since the pandemic, they have been housing, Homeward Bound and the city of Asheville have been housing 65 of our Asheville residents without homes. Any given night in the city of Asheville, over 500 people are without homes. And the city of Asheville has partnered with Homeward Bound and are housing 65 people. And we are buying, my company and I are buying meals again, September 26th. And we would love for you to help us by contributing to this cause. It's 65 meals to be prepared and delivered on September 26th. And we would love for you to participate with us in making a donation. And you can reach out to us and find out more about how to help us make that happen. And so again, thank you very much. Please, I would love the opportunity to connect with you and see how I can be of service to you. I have amazing staff who are ready to serve me and therefore to serve you. And so please, you may go to rulorealestategroup.com/sellers. If you're looking at this video, you can just click on this image and it will take you to a seller valuation page, which will enable you to connect with me. So again, I am Pierrette Rouleau. I hope that you are doing extremely well today. It's Tuesday, September 15th. And we are not, our market is not acting like a normal little critter. And I would love the opportunity to connect with you and see about the possibility of serving you and helping you list and sell your home this fall in the Asheville market. And thank you so much and have a lovely day.